Well, apparently in America it's now illegal to feed homeless people. Now, I came across this story and I couldn't really believe what I saw. These two old guys, I think they're pastors. We got a picture of them on the article here. But, I mean, this really just pissed me the fuck off to see this happening here. You know, just, they're two old men. I believe they're pastors. Yeah, I think they're both pastors. I know the one looks like he's got a pastor outfit on. You know, they've been feeding the homeless, I think, since like 1991, this guy. And, you know, they're just sweet guys, you know, just looking to do some good for the world. You know, you're looking to do good, you're not breaking any laws. Or actually they are, according to this fucking, you know, law. And they're just feeding the homeless. And they get arrested, they get detained, whatever. And now they're facing a $500 fine and possible jail time. This is fucking worse than, like, this is seriously, it's like North Korea. Like, I'm not too familiar with the likes of North Korea, but I'm pretty sure if you try to give some food to somebody, they wouldn't even arrest you there. Like, I know it might seem radical, people, oh, don't compare us to Hitler. Well, really, come on. Like, this is what Hitler would do. This is worse than what Hitler would do. Because, like, in the concentration camps, you could always see people, you know, they gave food to the weakest people. And I don't know if the SS officers knew about it, but I think even if they did, I don't think they would, you know, I don't think they would make a big fucking deal about it. Like in fucking communist Russia, do you think they would care if you gave some food to your neighbor? I don't think so. But in America, yeah, we care. Oh, no, you can't do that. You know, Obama's out funding ISIS. He's out opening the borders. He's out spying on us with the NSA. Oh, that's alright, you know. Just violate the Constitution. Oh, that's alright, Obama. Do what you gotta do. We don't give a shit about that. We don't give a shit about, you know, actually big time fraud. We gotta go arrest some pastors, peaceful pastors who are giving out food while we got fucking criminals, violent criminals on the run. You know, oh, let's put our efforts towards pastors giving out food to the homeless. So I'm gonna read this article here. Some of it, this is from the Daily Mail. It also says here, in 1999 he sued the city of Fort Lauderdale after he was banned from feeding the homeless on the beach. So there you go, another fucking, you know, retarded thing. Oh, you can't feed the homeless on the beach, and I'm assuming it's a public beach. If it's a private beach, then yeah, you could technically tell them, but it's probably a public beach. So then the rules, you cannot feed homeless people, I guess. Like you can't give out food in a public place or something like that. I'm just gonna start reading here. A court ruled that such a law was against the Constitution. So why is it a law? A law cannot override the Constitution. The new law, which came into effect last week and is now being looked at by other cities, and oh great, it's being looked at by others. Oh, that's just fucking great. You know, oh, that's all we need now is a nationwide ban on banning people from giving food to the poor. Ugh. So it's being looked at by other cities including Seattle, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Dallas, and Philadelphia. Undeterred, Mr. Abbott says he is planning to sue the city once again and intends to continue his kind-hearted deeds. Yeah, it's no shit. It's a kind-hearted deed. He's not affecting anybody else. He's actually positively affecting anybody else. You know, affecting other people. The new regulations require groups to be at least 500 feet away from residential properties, and food sites are restricted to one per city block. But charities have criticized the rules as forms of implementing social cleansing. Yeah, no shit. What the fuck is that? That's like saying, oh, you can only have 10 people protest on this block. No, we have a right to assemble. It's in the First Amendment. Read the First Amendment, people. 500 feet away from a residential property? Why? Why? What's the point of that? I wouldn't care if somebody went out 20 feet away from my house and started giving out food to the poor, as long as they're not on my property. Even if they are on my property, who the fuck cares? This is just the moronic bullshit that we see in our country right now. And I am 100% behind these pastors. You know, they're my fellow Americans. They're my fellow family and friends, just trying to improve the world. And when you start going after us, because I consider, you know, all us Americans that are just good people. We're all a group. We're all you know, a big family, integrated. You know, we don't know each other personally, but you know, family, we got each other's backs, and I got this person's back. And you want to go after a peaceful pastor for selling food, not even selling, giving out food for free. I'm gonna fucking defend his ass, you know, forever, because this is like Nazi, literally Nazi Germany style policing, you know, or Nazi style laws being implemented here in America, where a person can. And I would maybe understand if he was blocking the whole sidewalk. Or, you know, maybe you could say, oh, just move back a little. But they come and they're like, put the plate down like it's a fucking gun, you know, according to the Daily Mail. I watched the video. I don't remember every single detail of it. But they just come in there, and it's fucking ridiculous. It's a shame, you know. It's a shame to see that. And I am fucking pissed the fuck off. Because this is a clear violation of the First Amendment. Clear violation of the Constitution. And this is where our country's going, people. Yeah, keep watching LeBron James. Yeah, keep watching Miley Cyrus. And be glad that pastors are getting arrested for feeding food to the homeless. Yeah, you know. Just totally just communist style rule right here, people. Communist style. It's, I don't know how they got away with it. Whoever passed this law should be fired and from their position, reprimanded from their position, because this is just horrible. This is another example of the deterioration of the Bill of Rights and Constitution. This is just, I don't see what they were doing wrong. You know, just fucking giving out food. How is that a crime? How is that a crime? Passing out food. Yeah, and they say we're the greatest country in the world. Fuck that shit. I think Switzerland's the greatest country in the world. Because they close their borders, at least. Yeah, they have closed borders there. You know, I seriously, we're not the greatest country in the world. There's no fucking way. We're like, I heard in a study we're like 30-some in economic freedom. We're not the best country in the world, people. When you can't even fucking have your First Amendment rights, we're not the greatest country in the world. And we're not free either. You know, people are, oh, thanks to the military for fighting for our freedoms. The military doesn't fight for our freedoms. Yes, I support the troops. Yes, they're courageous people. Yes, they think they're fighting for good, but they're actually fighting for the military-industrial complex and select corporations. What they think they're good. So, in that aspect, they're courageous. But they're not fighting for our freedoms. They're fighting to make Dick Cheney and other people of the military-industrial complex and select corporations like Halliburton rich. They're not fighting for freedoms. Obviously, they're not fighting for freedoms because we don't even have a fucking First Amendment anymore. You know, they always, oh, thanks for fighting for our freedoms. We don't have any. There's nothing to fight for anymore. Oh, it's like, the First Amendment is dead. Just look what happened in Ferguson. Complete martial law. Whether you agree with the protesters or not is irrelevant. They should still have a First Amendment. But no, we gotta declare a curfew. You know, shoot everybody with rubber bullets and shit. Tear gas. Yeah, they threw tear gas. You know, it's a deterioration of the Constitution. They're going after the First Amendment, but now they're going to probably go after the Second Amendment and all the other 25 amendments too. It's seriously a shame. You know, so many people like the Founding Fathers have fought for us to have our freedoms. But now they're just fucking being thrown away in the toilet. And then you get those idiots. Oh, you know, we're free. Thanks for our freedom. You know, we're not free. We're not fucking free. Yeah, compared to the rest of the world, we have more freedoms than everybody else. But we should not be comparing ourselves to the rest of the world. We should strive to be the best. I always, you know, see people like, oh, shut the fuck up. We're better than the rest of the world. No, we shouldn't settle for, you know, mediocrity. We should try to be the best. We should try to be number one. But we're not number one because we don't even have freedom of speech. We're like Nazi Germany now. It's just maddening. With the, you know, police coming out, you know, just being so, you know, a lot of the police are good, I think. but a lot of them are just corrupt and murder people. You have them funding ISIS, you have the open borders, and then you have them cracking down on people who are just giving food to the homeless people. You got that girl who was suspended for saying "bless you," the girl who was suspended for just talking about drugs in her diary, read by a teacher who opened her private, again, no privacy, private journal. Yeah, so much for privacy. That teacher should have been fired. Just every day. It seems like there's some act of police brutality. There's some act of the Constitution not applying. You got the IRS seizing people's accounts because they don't deposit a certain amount of money and taking people's money without any suspicion or without any crime. That's called a violation of the Constitution. You have a right to a fair and speedy trial. I believe that's 6th or 7th Amendment, something like that. But no, we have no Constitution. All the amendments seem to be thrown out. Even the 8th Amendment, the unusual punishment, unusual cruel punishment is banned. Well, we still have the death penalty, and if the death penalty isn't cruel and unusual punishment, then what the hell is? We torture, which is, again, I think a violation of the 8th Amendment, in my opinion. And it also goes against the Geneva Conventions. So, we're just a country who doesn't follow our own laws, doesn't follow other laws that we've made, treaties like the Geneva Conventions. We are literally Nazi Germany-esque in many ways. Not in all ways, but we don't kill people. Not yet, at least. But we are, seriously, turning into Nazi Germany. And again, just get it through your heads, you mindless freaks who just watch sports all day. We're not free. We're not not even close to being free. They're limiting the Second Amendment now in, Chicago, where it's almost a complete gun ban. New York, Michael Bloomberg, total anti-gun freak and an anti-gun criminal who banned the guns and I heard he's looking to ban soda pop. A lot of these anti-gun freaks like Dianne Feinstein, just total, don't even care about the Constitution. Anti-constitutionalists right there, people. So, this really pissed me the fuck off. And it's a shame to see my country falling like this. But people will just go right back to watching sports, watching SportsCenter, watching Miley Cyrus, watching Justin Bieber, just total in a trance. Just don't care about anything else. Just think pop culture is the best. The only thing that matters. But in the meantime, we have, again, open borders, U.S.-backed ISIS, Ebola, all these real issues in the world that, people couldn't even give two shits about, or just go with the trendy, whatever's trendy, like conservatism, like neoconservatism's trendy right now. Let's go to all these wars, let's fight all these wars, no legalization of marijuana or drugs. People just attach onto all these, whatever's trendy at them. There's that guy from Target, Alex from Target. They're like, oh, he's famous now. I'm like, well, what did he do? Did he help an old lady or something? No, he's just cute. That's why he's famous. He's like an overnight sensation because all the girls are like, oh, he's so cute. Why don't you pay attention to real issues? Seriously, this country's gonna fall one day, probably, if we don't turn shit around real fast. Because we've got a criminal government. We've got a population who doesn't give a shit. To have a successful government, the citizens have to pay attention to government and hold its feet to the fire. But we don't do that. We're too busy paying attention to cute guys at Target. So that's where our country's going, people. It's going down the toilet. Down the corruption toilet. A big shit, and it's being flushed right down the toilet right now. And hopefully we could stop that, from happening by enlightening people and waking them out of their mind-controlled trances. But I'm afraid we won't. Because they're just too, I don't know. Maybe, I hope we can, but I don't think we can. Maybe, it's like 50-50, I think. Will they be able to wake up in time or not? I don't know. I hope they will be, and I really hope they will. I'm awake. There's a lot of people awake, and we just have to wake other people up. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to preach, but I hope it works. I hope we wake people up, and I hope things like pastors getting arrested for selling food or giving out free food to the poor does not happen again. So fuck you, police, and fuck you, whoever did this law. So there you go.